Hello, 6th graders. How are you doing today? Hopefully you did well in your quiz. I'm probably grading them as you're watching this video. 2.4, multiplying and dividing rational numbers. This is the last section of the chapter. And your only key idea is to multiply or divide rational numbers. You have to use the same rules for signs as you did with integers. So when you multiply signs with the same sign, your answer is positive. A negative times a negative and a positive times a positive. Same signs, you get positive. If you have one of each, different signs, your answer is negative. So let's do some examples, and this video is going to be a short one. Example number 1, I want you to find the quotient of those two mixed numbers. Now, as you know, or you should know, is when you multiply or divide mixed numbers, you first have to change them into improper fractions. So if we change negative 5 and 1/5, we take 5 times 5, 25 plus 1. That gives us negative 26 fifths. Divided by 3 times 2, 6 plus 1 is 7 to be divided by 7/3. Now when you divide fractions, you have to multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. So negative 26 is going to be multiplied by the reciprocal of 7/3. And the reciprocal of 7/3 is 3/7. Good. I feel like Dora when I'm talking to you and you answer. So, negative 26 fifths times 3/7. There is nothing that I can simplify. I can't cross simplify. So I take negative 26 times 3. You get negative 78 35ths. Or, as a mixed number, will give you negative 2 and 8 35ths, both of which would be acceptable as your answer. Example number 2. I have negative 1/7 times, and in brackets, I have 4/5 times negative 7. Now remember, you can use the properties of multiplication to make this problem easier. You absolutely could multiply 4/5 times negative 7 first, and then take that product times negative 1/7. However, I can use the commutative property of multiplication to move these two around. Then I can use the associative property to multiply these two together. So here's what I'm actually going to do. I am going to multiply negative 1/7 times negative 7 first, and then times 4/5. And the reason being is a negative here times negative is positive, but 1/7 of 7, this is just 7 times 1 divided by 7, which is just 1. So this is just 1 times 4/5, which gives me 4/5. Now, could you have multiplied, I'll do it in red, what you could have done. Could you have taken negative 1/7 times, and then in brackets you would have gotten negative 28 fifths? Absolutely. Then you could have canceled the 7 out. This becomes a 4, and that will give you 4/5. Absolutely, you can do that. But remember, you can use the properties to your advantage to make the problems easier. Example number 3, our final real-life application problem. An investor owns stocks A, B, and C. And by the way, this is on page 67 in the book. What is the mean change in the value of the stocks? So if we look at it, an investor owns all three of these. And if you're looking at the chart, stock A, stock B, and stock C all have a change at the end. I want to know what the mean change is, which means the average. So I have to take the change of negative $180.39 in A, add it to 127.28 in stock B, and add that, and I know I put minus, but adding a negative is the same as subtraction, negative 280.52. So those three stocks I find the average of, and then I divide by 3. Now if you did add your negatives and then add the 127.28, you would actually get a total on top of negative 333.63 divided by 3. Now, if you divided that, you would get a change of negative 111.21. Now, how I'm reading that obviously does not make any sense to you because you're like, well, that has no meaning to it. Negative 111.21. So if I ask you what is the mean change in the value of the stocks, you would say that the mean change of the value of the stocks is negative $111.21. And that would be your answer.